High atop a windswept hill in the mist-laden mountains of Aloria lived a secluded village called Timber. Nestled amidst whispering pines and tumbling waterfalls, it was a place untouched by the passage of time, or so it seemed. For at the heart of the village stood a colossal clock tower, whose bells had fallen silent more than a century ago, leaving behind an eerie stillness that permeated the very soul of Timber. In the cobbled square below, a weathered sundial marked the hours, its shadow creeping relentlessly onward. But the great clock on the hill remained frozen in time, its hands stuck at the 12 o'clock position, its face obscured by creeping ivy. The townsfolk long ago had resigned themselves to the silence, their lives measured instead by the rising and setting of the sun. That is, they kept to their routine until one fateful day when a young apprentice named Finn dared to defy the unspoken edict and climbed the tower to see what lay behind the silent bells. Finn was barely 20 winters old, a wide-eyed dreamer with a shock of unruly red hair and hands perpetually dusted with sawdust. He'd come to Timbershire seeking knowledge under its most renowned craftsmen, the old recluse Gideon, whose weathered face and piercing blue eyes seemed to hold secrets older than the village itself. Though most of the townsfolk avoided Gideon and his ominous tower, Finn felt an inexplicable pull toward the enigma, eager to unravel the mysteries locked within its ancient stones. As he made his way up the ivy-choked stairs to the clockwork attic, the air grew heavy with the scent of mildew and dust. Cobwebs brushed against his face, and the only sound was the frantic thumping of his own heart. When he finally pushed open the creaking door to the attic, the musty air rushed out to meet him, carrying with it the faint metallic scent of blood. For a moment, Finn could only stare, mesmerized by the sight before him. In the center of the attic stood an enormous gear, its intricate teeth frozen mid-road, each curve and crevice etched with glowing silver runes that hummed with an otherworldly light. It was then that Finn realized he wasn't alone. Standing behind him, his face hidden in the shadows, was Master Gideon, his gaze fixed on the gear. "So you found it," Gideon rasped, his voice like the grinding of gears. "So the curse is to be broken." Gideon explained that the gear was the heart of the tower, the key to the clock's power. "It is said that when this gear turns, the flow of time itself is altered," he said, his voice echoing strangely in the vast chamber. "But why?" Finn asked, reaching out to touch the cool metal. "Why would anyone cast such a curse?" As if in answer, the gear suddenly lurched forward, spinning with blinding speed. Startled, Finn stumbled back as images flooded his mind. He saw a bustling marketplace filled with merchants and townsfolk, their faces alight with joy. He saw children chasing each other through the streets, their laughter echoing through the ancient buildings. He saw couples strolling hand in hand beneath the clock tower, its bells chiming merrily above them. Then the scene shifted. The marketplace was in ruins, the streets deserted, the houses burned and destroyed, and towering above it all, the clock face was blank, its hands frozen in eternal silence. When the visions faded and the attic fell silent once more, Finn collapsed to his knees, overwhelmed. "What did I just see?" he whispered, his voice shaking. Then Master Gideon stepped closer, his eyes filled with a deep sadness. "You saw the history of Timbershire," he said softly. "A prosperous town betrayed by a son of the village elder. In a moment of madness, he unleashed a curse, stopping time to protect us from the darkness that threatened to consume us. And so the clock fell silent, trapping us forever in the present." Together, they descended the tower, the gear's glow fading behind them. As dawn broke over Timbershire, the village stirred, its people unaware of the fragile peace they lived in. Finn stood at the tower's base, the frozen clock looming above, and made a silent vow to guard the silence, to seek the meddler, and to honor the past without unraveling it. Thank you for joining this tale of time and courage. Subscribe to Telehaven Animations for more stories that spark the soul. What would you protect in the face of a curse? Leave your thoughts below.